3 weeks ago, I did a video teaching you guys how to become camera confident as a creator, but we never really discussed how to actually become a video content creator. And that is why in today's video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step process that you can follow in order for you to become a video content creator. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Gloria, and let's get to it. The very first thing that I need you to do is you're going to sit down and you're going to find out your reason why you actually want to become a video creator. Because let me be honest with you for a second. If you really want to stick with video content creation, you have to have a solid reason why you are doing this. And at the top of my head, there are three main reasons I think you should be thinking around when it comes to becoming a video content creator. And the very first thing that I think you should reflect on is whether you are becoming a video content creator to build your confidence or not. Because hear me out. We are seeing a lot of video content creation happening, as well as when we're working in corporate or when you're working with people, when you're having Zoom calls, you're being requested to open your camera and you have to be present in front of a camera. So a lot of us do not find this to be amusing. We don't find this to actually be something we're comfortable with. So you need to ask yourself, if I am becoming a video content creator, am I doing this to build my confidence in front of the camera, in front of people who are requesting me to be in front of a camera, or am I just doing this for the sheer fun of it? The second thing that I would encourage you to think around is whether or not you're trying to develop a new skill. Because let's face it, we're living in a technologically advanced world and skills speak higher as compared to the papers you have. So when you're sitting down to become a video content creator or deciding whether or not you want to become a video content creator, you need to be sure that this is a skill set that's going to be beneficial for what you're trying to do in your life. Because yes, you can document videos as you're building whatever it is you want to document, or you can actually do this in a copywritten format. So if you decide to go the video route, are you trying to develop your video creation skills so that you can have a profitable skill set under your belt or not? And then the third reason why I think you should reflect on your reason why is whether this is going to be an experimentation on whether or not you can learn a new skill. Because let me tell you, if there's something that has really humbled me in my practice as a content creator is videography. And becoming a video content creator is going to force you to learn a number of skills. There is idea generation, there's scripting, there is figuring out how to do your videos. There is also you figuring out what's more comfortable to you versus what is not more comfortable to you. Mastering camera confidence, there's so much you learn under videography, and therefore you need to ask yourself, am I willing to put myself out there to learn this new skill? Because that reason why is going to be the thing that keeps you grounded, even though you get to those points where you're doubting yourself, imposter syndrome comes up, and you're trying to think whether or not you do fit being a video content creator. The next thing, you're going to decide your ideal video playground. There are different ways for you to actually become a video content creator, and therefore you need to sit down and reflect and ask yourself, where do I feel really comfortable to get started with my video content creation and videography alike? And the first place that you can think about is short form video content creation. Now, as all of us know, when COVID happened, TikTok blew up, and therefore we were introduced into the sea of short form video content creation. Now, for you as someone who's getting started, you need to ask yourself, do I really want to build on the short form platforms that allow me to build short form content? Or the second way of video content creation is long form video content creation. What you actually see what I'm doing here on YouTube. So there is this kinds of videos which are long form videos, and there's also podcasting where you have to do 1 to 2 hour long video content creation and video production for your content creation. So you as the person who's sitting down to ask yourself and start video content creation, you need to weigh your options and see which one works for you best, or which one do you actually want to get started with the first. because of course with each it comes with its own advantages and disadvantages. For example, if you're doing short form video content creation, a lot of the times you will not have to go through a steep learning curve about video editing and all the like. But if you're doing long form video content creation, you won't get the satisfaction of immediate results, or rather people subscribing and people falling in love with your content immediately right off the bat. So choose your poison, or pick your poison and go with it. The next step is you have to choose which platforms you're actually going to be posting and sharing your videos on. And I think I've talked about this point a whole lot of times, especially when I was doing the video how to become a content creator in 2026, which by the way, if you haven't watched it, I'm going to include it up here for you to go and watch it. But essentially, you have to decide which platform you're going to be on, and it can't be all platforms. You have to pick one and build it up until you're comfortable and ready to step into the next platform. Now, I'm gonna walk you through 3 main platforms that I think you should consider when you are choosing where you are going to be practicing your video content creation. And the first platform that comes to mind is Instagram. Now, Instagram has its own set of upsides and downsides, but let's discuss the upsides first. Now, Instagram allows you to actually practice a lot in terms of you figuring out whether this is a platform for you, because recently they did introduce a feature called trial reels, where you can actually try and test out what you'd like to be pushing out there as a video content creator without you necessarily sharing it to the people who already know you and they already follow you. So you can test out your video content creation on a new set of eyeballs, people who've never met you before, people who don't even know you exist, and figure out if this is something you actually want to be doing. And that's a really interesting feature that I think if you're getting started with video content creation, you should test it out and see if this is something you actually enjoy doing. However, with Instagram, you have to be patient because growth doesn't come as quickly as these other platforms that we're going to talk about. Because Instagram, in its essence, it's a platform that really thrives on building community and building trust with the people that actually relate with you as a content creator. The second platform that I think you all must have anticipated I was going to mention is TikTok. Now, with TikTok, virality is guaranteed because this is the new child on the block, and definitely this is a platform that enjoys having new creators on the platform. So if you're someone who doesn't really like overly complicated and highly edited video footage, then you can consider TikTok, because TikTok allows authenticity. It doesn't really push a lot of the highly edited videos, but if you just take your phone, record yourself using your camera and then share it, it really pushes authentic content that isn't hyper edited for the platform. But now the downside with TikTok is that you will have to stay very consistent for a very long period of time. So essentially, if you decide to be posting once every single day, you have to post once every single day for you to be able to see gradually and get the real data that you want with the video content creation that you're practicing on. And then the third platform, which is the mother of all video content creation, is YouTube. Now, YouTube is the OG of long form video content creation, and the reason why YouTube is considered is because YouTube is a search engine. It is the second largest search engine in the world after Google. So if you're doing video content creation on YouTube and your target is to build a highly trustworthy brand, then you need to consider YouTube as your place for experimentation with your video content creation. Because with YouTube, it builds brand equity over a long period of time, and it also has some of the best and unique features that are going to give you advantages as someone who's creating video content creation. For example, you can test out and try out a number of ideas you have in your head, because the longer your video, or rather the ability that YouTube gives you, is you get a longer period of time to record your videos. Therefore, you can try and test out all the creative ideas that are coming to your head when it comes to you shooting your videos. However, with YouTube, you need to learn the art of patience, and you also need to learn the art of working together with the algorithm for you to be able to push out your brand and for people to discover you. So you have to also learn about the platform, learn how to educate the YouTube algorithm, and learn to lean into search and keyword optimized videos when it comes to you posting. The next step is you need to understand how videography works. Now, in this particular point of the video, I'm going to explain to you the things that I think you should be aware of when you're getting started with video content creation. And the very first thing that we need to talk about is idea generation and validation. Now, for all of us who have not quite gotten accustomed to video content creation, the very first thing that you need to be very keen on is idea generation, because not all ideas deserve a video, and not all ideas are actually very good content ideas, because quality is subjective, especially when it comes to the people who are viewing your video and the audience who are consuming your content. So when you're starting your videography, you have to be really keen on idea generation and validation. Whatever you decide to create videos on, there has to be a market for it, and there also has to be a demand for it. You can't just want someone, or you can't just demand someone to give you their 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to watch your entire video if there is no reason or if there is no value they're getting from it. And then the second thing that you need to really practice on is video storytelling, because people don't just watch videos because they like these creators. They watch videos, especially the people who are going to discover you from search. They watch these videos because there is a story you're telling, there is a problem you're solving, there is something that's drawing them to actually watch that particular video. And therefore that means you have to master the art of storytelling through video content creation. And you need to figure out which kind of stories do you want to tell, because there are different sets of stories that you can tell. And then the third thing about videography that I really think a lot of us do not pay attention to is coming up with a short list. If you're someone who wants to keep the attention, and if you're someone who wants to ensure your videos are interesting, you have to have a short list. And this short list is going to guide how you are going to shoot and deliver the message that you're trying to deliver with your content, because you can't just be in one sitting position all the time you're doing this particular video. There has to be a number of B-rolls, there has to be a number of shots, there has to be different angles that you're taking. If you've noticed, that's what I usually do with my videos. There has to be something different in every single ounce of you delivering something. That usually helps to keep the video interesting. And then the next thing, and I know you do have to make a lot of tough decisions at the beginning, and in this particular point, the decision you have to make is you have to define what is the video style that you're going to be using, or you're going to be creating your videos around. And there are a different number of video creation styles that exist out there, but in this particular video I'm only going to mention 3. And the first one that I'm going to mention is a talking head video, kind of like what I'm doing. Because with talking head videos, a lot of the times it's highly informative, highly educative, and requires minimal to close to 0 edits. A lot of the times it's very easy for you to get to the editing of talking head videos, but it has to be highly educated. And you also have to have a personality on camera for people to actually pay attention to what you are talking about. So on top of you being the person who's delivering, you also have to look good. And then the third thing is you have to have a very interesting personality, because when you're sitting down and talking to a camera, the people who are on the other side of watching your video need to know that I'm watching this video because the value proposition is very, very clear. And if you guys have any questions about value proposition, how to actually become good at talking head videos, how to start doing talking head videos, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. The second type of video style you can actually adopt into your content creation is the vlog style kind of videos. Now with vlog style kind of videos, it is fast paced because you have to change and switch positions every other second or every other couple of minutes. And then the other thing is you have to ensure that the video keeps on moving, because with the vlog style kind of videos, it really follows the rule of showing, not telling, to the T. You have to keep showing your audience what exactly you're talking about. So if you're making tea, you have to show them you taking out the tea from the cupboard. You have to show them you mixing the ingredients, the sugar, putting it in the cup. That's how a vlog style kind of video looks like. It has a lot of moving parts, and if you think that this is something you can maintain and this is something that is really going to lead into you becoming a good video content creator, then by all means dive all in and try it out for yourself. And then the third video creation style that you can adopt is the voiceover video. Now, if you're someone who has been following a lot of creators who are in the business space that are afraid of showing their face, they really lean heavily into the voiceover style of content creation. Now, what you do is you record yourself doing a bunch of things you record yourself doing a bunch of things related to the kind of story you want to tell in that particular video, and then you do a voiceover on top of what you're doing. So say for example, you are building a website and you're creating a video tutorial on how to actually create a website. A lot of the times you'll find people that they do a screen recording of how to create a website from scratch, and then they do a voiceover on top of what they are doing or what they are building in their website. Now, once the hard part of decision making is done, the next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna plan your first 30 days of you trying out video content creation. And yes, you are actually required to do it practically in order for you to start getting the hang of video content creation. If you're someone who has never ever in your entire life created a video, this is the best place for you to test out if this is something you want to be doing long term. And the very first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna find and film your first videos for the first 2 weeks of you being a video content creator. Because yes, you're gonna create these videos and you're gonna post them on the social media platform that you have selected in the previous points. So whether that is Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, you're gonna do exactly that. You're gonna pick the ideas and then you're gonna film them, and then you're gonna schedule them to go live on that particular platform of your choosing. And then the second thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna review every single end week on the progress that you had with the videos that you posted on that particular social media platform of your choice. And the reason why this is really important is because it helps you get more feedback about what you can improve, what you can change, as well as what your audience is telling you about what you're doing. Because yes, people are going to have opinions, but you need to sit down and ask yourself, are these opinions affecting your ability to create more videos, or are they helping you improve how you create your own videos? Because people's feedback, yes, is important, but how you receive that feedback is more important. Because remember, you're the person who's actually creating these particular videos. And then the third thing that you're gonna do within these first 30 days is you're gonna have a meeting with yourself and you're gonna ask yourself, is this something you want to do long term? Keep experimenting on, or just stop altogether? Because not everything being done under the sun is meant for you. There is a place, there is a right thing, and there are some things that are just not meant for you. So you need to check in with yourself and figure out, is videography meant for you? Is video content creation meant for you or not? Because you need to be honest with yourself if you want to stick with videography or video content creation long term. If you really and honestly within yourself you check and you see that this is something that's not meant for me, it is totally okay. Don't let anyone force you into becoming something you don't enjoy, something you don't really like. Because if this is not something that's meant for you, it's okay for you not to do it. And let no one convince you otherwise. But if it is meant for you, kind of like it is meant for me, then come all in, because we do need you over here, and we need to hear your thoughts and your opinions and your point of views, because they do also matter. And so with that being said, I'm really hoping that you guys learned something from this particular YouTube video. If you did, then make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I definitely would love to hear your opinions and thoughts around what I've shared in this particular video. Do you want to become a video content creator or not? Let me know in the comment section down below. But that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and as always, I will see you in the next